Assalamu alaikum and Jai Hind. Uh, Dr. Bharbuya, President Alumni Association of Assam, Dr. Mehbubul Haq, Chancellor USTM, Professor Tariq Masood, Vice Chancellor Aligarh Muslim University, Vice Chancellor University of Science and Technology Meghalaya, dignitaries on the dais, colleagues, especially of Assam and the Northeast, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. The discussion is institution building and carrying forward Sir Syed's legacy. Now, how did Sir Syed build an institution which reverberates across the world? Well, he started it as a madrasa. It grew into a college, and subsequently, after his demise in 1920, it was formed into a university. So everything great starts off in a small way. That is the way institutions are built. I would request anybody who wants to serve the community, who wants to serve the country, to start small, but keep building up. It is very, very essential that we keep building up, just like the way Dr. Mehbubul Haq has built single-handedly this University of Science and Technology Meghalaya. I think he deserves credit for being, and rightly being, the Sir Syed of Northeast. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that ever since I joined as the Pro Vice Chancellor, it has been my effort to start a state-of-the-art hospital and a medical college in the university. It appears that so far we have not been very successful, but let me tell you all that a lot of interest has been shown by the institutions in Saudi Arabia and now in Qatar. I am in touch with them, and hopefully when things improve, we will get visitors from Saudi Arabia and Qatar to visit the University of Science and Technology Meghalaya. I've given them the organization of the university. I've shown them on slides the presentation and the large tract of land which has been readied for the state-of-the-art hospital. The state-of-the-art hospital is essential for taking care of the medical needs of the Northeast. So I am very, very confident that the dream project of Dr. Mehbubul Haq will fructify the moment this pandemic is over and we can get our honorable visitors to see the actual preparation which has already been done. So that is as far as institution building is concerned. Another very, very important thing about institution building is the role of the alumni. I am glad that the seeds which we sowed in forming the Alumni Association of AMU is being carried forward, I have seen during my visits to the United Kingdom and America and all over the Gulf the important role alumni have played by their generous contributions towards their alumni. We are grateful to the alumni of AMU who contributed so generously in the progress of the alma mater. USTM is a young institution, but I am very, very certain that alumni of this great seat of learning, when they are in a position to contribute, they will. So in institution building, we have to identify, firstly is start small, keep building up every year, and then things will fructify. They will grow. You will have a large number of AMUs all over the country. This was the way Sir Syed envisioned. Well, also let me tell you a little about Sir Syed Education Foundation. We started small. We started with one school. I basically feel that we have got to start either with a madrasa, a modernized madrasa, or a modern secular school. We started with Muzaffarnagar, a school for the riot victims, and at the moment, that school has 400 students. A large number of them, we are giving free education. We have got another school at Saharanpur, another school at Sardana, my hometown, and on this Sir Syed Day, the foundation stone of the fourth school has been laid at Ratol in Uttar Pradesh. We start small. We start from nursery to class 3 and add one class every year. So the school at Muzaffarnagar was from nursery to class 3. Now it is from nursery to class 8. And I'm very, very proud to say that despite the pandemic, we have been carrying out classes online. Ladies and gentlemen, this teaching online is going to be the normal henceforth. It has a few disadvantages, but mostly advantages. And that is why we laid so much stress on smart classrooms at Aligarh Muslim University. It is going to be the future. The advantage is that one teacher at one time can educate thousands of students. And that is the model we are going to adopt for our Sir Syed National Schools. We plan to make this system, teaching online, the normal. And once parents and students have got familiar with it, they will realize the advantages of learning online. So those are a few words on institution building. What about Sir Syed's legacy? You all are aware that Sir Syed was a theologian, he was an architect, he had sufficient courage to challenge misconceptions about the Holy Prophet and about Muslims in general. He was a political thinker, journalist, legislator, historian. I think this is a very, very important facet of a person's personality. Remember, the teaching and learning of history is vital. Those who forget history or forget the lessons, the mistakes of history, are bound to repeat them at some point or the other. So the learning of history is very, very important. He also wanted that modern scientific knowledge should be taught along with comparative teachings on religion. Now, learning about your own religion is important, but also equally important is knowledge of other religions. We must know the good, and there are several points which other religions teach, which are good to imbibe and which are good to learn. That is very, very part of Sir Syed's teaching. That means knowledge combined with large-hearted tolerance. That is a lesson which is very, very important for a state of Assam with this multi-ethnic society, with this multitude of religions. I have served for many, many years in the Northeast. In fact, when my penultimate posting was commanding a corps which looked after the complete Northeast, Southern Assam, starting from Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, and others, part of Arunachal Pradesh. So I am very, very familiar with the culture of the Northeast, the beautiful area which the Northeast encompasses. What was Sir Syed's vision? His vision was draw enlightenment from the Quran, have it in one hand and science in the other. This is an important lesson. We must have science, the knowledge of science, and I'm afraid to state that this subject of science and mathematics is something which students of the minority community do not give sufficient importance to. So our students must give importance to mathematics and scientific thought. This is very, very important. Acquisition of modern scientific knowledge. That is why Sir Syed stressed that we should not keep the British at arm's length. We have to mix with them, we have to learn from them, and that is why he spent several months in the United Kingdom, in Britain at that time, learning about the institutions of learning, the great universities which United Kingdom or England had. And he wanted to make an institution of similar nature in India. And Alhamdulillah, his efforts bore fruit, and we now have Aligarh Muslim University, the premier university of the country. I say it with pride. It is the best university of the country. We have the University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. This has been the sole effort of one person, Dr. Mehboob Haq. And I respect him for his dedication. And Dr. Mehboob Haq, let me tell you that we will give all assistance in your effort, and inshallah, your dream of a medical college will fructify. It may take a little time, but it will. Sir Syed also taught that religion and science are complementary. They are not against each other. You must understand that your religion asks you to follow the scientific principles of life. Quran must be understood in a rationalist, with a rationalist view. That means you must not blindly. You must question why certain restrictions have been placed. There are very, very valid reasons. That means the quality of ijtihad, that means the exercise of conscience and reason to reflect and, if necessary, depart from settled rules and norms. Don't blindly follow settled rules. You've got to question them. This is absolutely essential. What was Sir Syed's mission? It was mass education. And our mission at the moment in Sir Syed National Schools is proper schooling in a secular environment so that our young can enter, can compete and qualify for institutions of higher learning all over the country, not only AMU. Our youngsters must aim to get into the IITs, IIMs. There are hundreds of institutions. Sadly, our young are ill-equipped to qualify for these institutions because they have not had proper schooling. Well, Sir Syed National Schools are going to prepare such students, inshallah, who will qualify for institutions of higher learning on their own merit. That is our aim. Remember that the sense of despondency must be shelved. Despondency only comes amongst the less educated and the illiterate, who find no escape from their present state. Boys and girls, if you have the power of knowledge, let me assure you that you can break through the barriers of discrimination. Discrimination, remember, I've repeated every time, is against the less educated. And education, the foundation of education starts from good schooling. Remember, if the foundation is strong, and even if the building is demolished, you can rebuild. But a weak foundation will not allow a building which will last several centuries. So these are the few of lessons which I wanted to put across. I'll repeat again, start small and keep building. Build like AMU, like University of Science and Technology, and inshallah, the schools, Sir Syed National Schools, which will be established all over the country where there is a sizable Muslim population. But these are going to be totally secular schools like Aligarh Muslim University and like USTM. We need our children to be educated in an environment of large-hearted tolerance. This is vital for a country like India. Large-hearted tolerance and acceptance of various shades of opinion, various religions, various languages, various beliefs. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the alumni of the Northeast for inviting me to this very, very important function. And I am certain that your legacy, the legacy of Sir Syed, the legacy of knowledge of science combined with your religious beliefs. They are complementary, as I said before. You will propagate those, you will spread the message of harmony and peace in the district. It is very, very important, especially in the next year. There has to be peace and harmony in the state if it is to progress, if India is to progress. That is the buzzword. India will have to remain a unified country in diversity, accept diversity. That is the strength of India. That is the strength of our SAM. That is the strength of our educational institutions. So remember, knowledge is power. Harness the strength of information technology. That is the way forward. We must harness information technology in spreading the knowledge, the light of knowledge. It is this pandemic probably has a silver lining. It has taught us that offline learning can yield big dividends. You can educate thousands of people at at the same time. So thank you very much. God bless you all. Jai Hind.